Today in this video, I'm going to show you how we can build a full-fledged SaaS only using AI. And more specifically, we are planning to build a Google Drive clone app only using AI. And now it will include everything like authentication, the front-end, back-end, API routes, database support, and everything else is covered. So similar to Google Drive, we will give the users the option to upload files and even delete their own files. And here's the interesting part. We will also let users create their own workspace, invite other people, and collaboratively manage a workspace by uploading files, deleting it, and even give the option to share them. Like in Google Drive, we have an option where users can go ahead and generate a public link and share it with anyone, and pretty much anyone can access their personal files, right? I mean, in a similar fashion, we will also include a share feature within our app which will let users to create a public link and share it with anyone. And now everything will be built entirely using AI. And now if that sounds interesting, let's quickly get started. And now in order to build our Google Drive clone, we will only need 3 platforms. And they are lovable.dev, clerk.com and superbase.com. And the first up, we need a AI coding tool to build everything, right? Like build the app, the landing page, API routes and everything else. And for that, we are actually going to use lovable.dev. And now lovable.dev is a AI coding tool or vibe coding tool that you can use to build pretty much any sort of web app. So you simply go ahead and explain exactly what you want to build in this input box right here and you press enter, and now the AI will go ahead and start writing the code and build the app for you. And now specifically in this video, we'll be using lovable.dev, but apart from Lovable, we have a wide variety of different AI coding tools out there, including Cursor, Windsurf, Bolt.new, Data Button, Tempo. I mean, if you want to, you can go ahead and use any of these AI coding tools and the flow is going to be pretty similar. Now that I have a subscription with lovable.dev and Cursor, and I find it even more better to work with lovable.dev because it has direct integration with Superbase, and that is the reason why I'm using lovable.dev. But if you want to, let's say, use Bolt.new or let's say V0, it's completely okay. You can follow along and the process is going to be pretty similar. And next up, for implementing full-fledged user authentication and also the workspace feature that I've been talking about, we'll be using clerk.com. And now Clerk is one of the best ways you can implement a full-fledged user authentication system, like a robust authentication system into your app. And the good thing, or like the USP of using Clerk, is that you can implement this full-fledged user authentication into your app by dropping in a couple lines of code. Even if you don't have any complex technical skills, you can still get going with Clerk. And now Clerk allows you to implement sign-in using Google, Apple, GitHub, phone number, OTP, email, password, login, and all of that in just a single click. And more importantly, the organizations feature right within Clerk allows us to sort of let the users create organizations or workspaces and then invite people and then sort of create a team, change roles and do all that in just a couple of clicks. Okay, so that is the reason why we are using Clerk, and I'll explain more about Clerk and how to implement the same in our app later in this video. And lastly, we are going to use Superbase for implementing the database and also storage bucket. So every time the user uploads a file, it has to be stored somewhere in the cloud, right? For that, we'll be using a storage bucket from Superbase, and to keep track of all these files and other user data, we are going to need a database. And for that, we'll be getting a Postgres database from Superbase as well. So these 3 are the tools that we will use in today's video. And the best part is that Clerk is completely free to use and Superbase is also completely free to use, and you don't really need to pay anything. And as for Clerk, if you go to the pricing section, you'll quickly realize that you don't have to pay anything up until the point your app reaches 10,000 monthly active users. Not total users, but monthly active users. It means even if your app has, let's say, 9,000 paying monthly active users, you still don't have to pay. And that is one of the USP of using Clerk. All right. So here I'm logged into my Lovable account, and today in this video, I'll be using Lovable for creating the app using AI. But in your case, if you want to, let's say, try out a different AI coding tool, it's completely okay. And the flow is going to be pretty simple and similar. If you want to, let's say, use Tempo, Bolt, Data Button, Cursor, or any other tool for that matter, you can go ahead and follow. But in this video, I'll be using lovable.dev. And now the first thing that I'll do is I'll go ahead and give a simple text prompt, and I'll start by building the landing page. So in the center itself, I can find an input box. So I'll go ahead and put my cursor in there, and I can go ahead and say, I want to build a app similar to Google Drive where it allows people to upload and share files. So that is the basic functionality of the app that I want to build. Right now, let's start by building a sleek looking landing page for our app. All right. So this right here is the initial version of the prompt that we'll give. And now I can go ahead and click on the send button right here. So we basically told the AI that we want to create an app similar to Google Drive where it allows people to upload and share files. Okay, so let's wait. So the AI is done writing the code for the landing page, but it seems like we have some error in here. So I'll go ahead and click on this try to fix option, and Lovable itself will go ahead and fix all these errors. Another point is, whenever you're building something using AI, obviously you will run into so many different errors. And now the thing to do is you can ask the AI to fix it, or if you are using Lovable, you will find a pop-up and you can just go ahead and click on this try to fix option and the AI will gladly fix it. Or else if you're using, let's say, Cursor or any other tool, you can simply go ahead and copy the error log or the code from the console log and then go ahead and paste it in the AI tool, and with the press of a button, the AI will go ahead and fix it for you. And now this right here is the basic landing page that the AI has created for us. And to be honest, it is kind of good. I mean, it is reasonably good, but I don't really like the hero section of this page. And now I want to replace it. For that, what I'll do is I'll head over to 21st.dev and head over to the hero section right here. So you can simply go ahead and search for hero and click on that one. So this one right here. And here you will be able to find a lot of these templates that you could use in your project. So it is as easy as just copying a prompt and pasting it in Lovable or whatever AI tool that you're using. So in this case, let's say, okay, this one, let's see what it is. Interactive 3D robot Wooby. Okay, this might be a little bit overkill for our app. This one looks reasonably good, right? Okay, I'm planning to use this one. And now all I gotta do is to click on this copy prompt option right here. And now I can head back to Lovable and I can go ahead and say, I want you to replace the hero section of our app with the one below. And now I'll head back and copy the prompt. So after copying, I can paste it in here. And now all I gotta do is to click on the send button right here. And now the AI will go ahead and implement this hero section into our app in here. And yeah, it will do everything. We don't really have to do anything. And the prompt that we copied includes all the instructions as to how to implement the same and also add the same into our project. So let's wait for it to complete the same. So this is how it looks for now, and the images are not really properly aligned, and also it does not really look good. So I can maybe ask the AI to kind of remove the this images for now, and we'll ask the AI to implement, let's say, some cards in there instead. Or maybe even I can go ahead and search for, let's say, cards. Maybe let's see. Okay, bento grids. I guess I would include some bento grids, so I can click on this option. This bento grids looks good. I'll copy the prompt for the same. And now I can head back and I'll go ahead and say, the two images in the hero section does not really look that good. So I want you to replace it with the bento grid component attached below. Make the necessary modifications and add the same into our hero section. And now I'll go ahead and paste the prompt that we copied, and I can click on the send button and let's wait for it. Alright, so this right here is the landing page for now, and it is kind of okay is what I would say, but in which ways I'm not focusing too much on the landing page for now. I want to implement all this functionality, and that is what that matters the most. Finally, I might also go ahead and let's say replace our navigation bar with this one right here. Okay, so I can go ahead and copy the prompt for this nav bar. I can head back and I'll go ahead and say, could you please replace the nav bar with the one that attached below? And could you also replace the entire landing page to match the colors of our original hero section and also the background? Okay. And now I'll go ahead and paste the navbar component, and that should be it, right? Okay. And now I can go ahead and click on the send button and let's wait for it. Alright, so this right here is the finished look of our landing page, and we have implemented this nice navbar in here and also replaced the color scheme of the entire landing page to match the color scheme of the hero section that we initially had. So this is the basic landing page that I'll create for the app that we're about to build. And now you get the point, right? If you want to, let's say, use any of this ready-made or let's say pre-built components from platforms like, let's say, 21st.dev or Daisy UI or any other platform, you can simply go ahead and copy the code or the prompt and then go ahead and paste the same in the AI tool of choice and ask it to implement something similar, and it will gladly do it for you. And now that we have created a landing page, the next step is obviously incorporating authentication into our app. Before we go ahead and incorporate the core functionality of uploading files and sharing and all that, we'll go ahead and implement a full-fledged user authentication. And for incorporating user authentication, we'll be using Clerk for this project. So the next thing that you gotta do is to go ahead and click the link in the description below and head over to clerk.com. And if this is your first time, you can go ahead and sign up for a new account. And now Clerk is the easiest way to incorporate a full-fledged and robust user authentication system into your app. It doesn't matter if you're building a Next.js based project, a React project, or whatever be that project that you're working on. You can simply go ahead and integrate a full-fledged authentication just by dropping in a couple lines of code, and you already have a full-fledged authentication. And now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and click on the sign in option, and I already have an account, so I'll quickly go ahead and sign into the same. Alright, so here I'm now logged into my Clerk account, and this right here is a previous project that I've been working on, and you can find all this user information in here and everything else. And now to create a new project, I'll click on the button right here and click on create application, and the name, okay, what is it? Our application is called CloudShare. So I can go ahead and name our application as CloudShare. And now this is the interesting part. Now you can go ahead and select the sign-in options that you want to give to your users. And as you can see, here you have a wide variety of different options like email, phone number, username, Google, Facebook, Apple, GitHub, Microsoft, LinkedIn, you name it. We have pretty much all these options. And now adding the same to your project is pretty simple. You can go ahead and enable it like this. For this project, I'll like to use, let's say, email, Google, and maybe let's say Apple and GitHub too. So these are the three options that we will give. So basically we will give 4 options for the users to sign up. So either they can go ahead and enter their email address and do a verification and proceed that way, or they can connect their Google account, Apple account, or GitHub account to continue as well. Okay. So here I've given the name, selected the sign in options, and now I can click on this create application button. Let's wait. And there you go. Our Clerk project is now ready. And next up, we need to integrate Clerk authentication into our app. And in the quick start guide section, you can find a couple of these guides in here. That is Next.js, Clerk, Remix, Astro, Expo, iOS, JavaScript, and even TanStack Start. So the thing is, you can actually go ahead and follow these instructions in here to quickly implement the same. For example, let's say you have a Next.js project and you're not using AI to implement it. You can simply go ahead and install the Clerk package, then add a env file with the Clerk publishable key and also secret key, then create a middleware.ts file and drop in this file, and now finally wrap your app, or let's say update the layout.tsx file with this code right here, and you have a fully functional user authentication system implemented into your SaaS project. It is as easy as that. But since we are using AI for this project, it is even more simpler. I mean, if you want to, you can then go ahead and click on this copy prompt option and copy the master prompt and give it to an AI tool and have it integrate it for you as well. But in this case, Lovable actually knows how to implement Clerk authentication. So we can go ahead and say, could you please add a full-fledged user authentication system with login and sign up into our app using Clerk? So below are the API keys and other details. So this is the prompt I'll give. And now what I'll do is I'll head back to Clerk and I can copy this one right here. That is Vite Clerk publishable key. I'll copy the same. And now I can go ahead and paste it in here. And that should be it. I can click on send button. And now the AI will go ahead and implement Clerk authentication into our app. So let's wait for it to complete the same. Alright, so it says I've successfully integrated Clerk authentication into the app. And towards the top right, I can also find a sign in and sign up button. So if I click on the sign up button, it opens up the pop-up where I can log in. And if I click on the sign in button, I find the same. And now I basically want this one to match this nav bar. Okay, so here we want a pill shaped nav bar for the sign in and sign up button. So maybe I can go ahead and ask Lovable to do the same. Could you please change the styling of the sign in and sign up button towards the top right to match the styling of our current nav bar? Alright, so there you go. The sign in and sign up button is now replaced to match the styling of our nav bar. And now if a user wants to sign in to our account, all they have to do is to click on the sign in option. And here we have a couple of these options like Apple, GitHub, Google, and even email. And for now, let's say I want to log in using my Google account. So I can click on this Google option right here. Or maybe what I'll do is I'll open this in a new tab. So this right here is how our landing page looks for now. And I can click on the sign up button right here. And I'll click on Google. And now it opens up a pop-up. And now I can click on, let's say, this email address right here. Click continue. All right. Hopefully I should now be authenticated. And there you go. Here we have our user profile icon, And if I click on that one, I can find the clerk pop-up that I can use to modify or let's say manage my account. So if I click on this button right here, I can change my profile details like uploading a new profile picture, adding emails, connected accounts, and I can even find all the devices from where I'm active or let's say logged in, and also reset my password as well. Okay, so I have all that option, all thanks to Clerk. Now this is how simple it is to incorporate a user authentication system into Clerk. And now if I go ahead and refresh, as you can see here, we already have the new user listed in the Clerk platform. And now if I go to the configure section, you can further go ahead and customize your project, even enable billing, subscriptions, organizations, and all that feature. And in this app, we are actually going to implement the organizations feature. So basically, we will allow the users to create workspaces or teams and then collaboratively upload and share files. Okay, so we want to give the users the option to create a workspace and then upload files, and only people within that organization will have access to those files or let's say view those files. And that is one feature that I want to implement in our app, and for that we will make use of the organizations feature. So we will come back to here later. So yeah, this is how simple it is. Within just 5 or 10 minutes, we already have a full-fledged user authentication working on our app. And now if we were to let's say roll out our own authentication system, it will literally take at least 2 days for anyone to implement the same with all the features that Clerk has to offer. And implementing this organizations feature is going to be even more tedious is what I feel. In which ways, we have a full-fledged user authentication ready. And next up, we'll go ahead and ask the AI to start implementing the core functionality of our app. And next up, to implement the core functionality of letting the users upload files and then share it and do all that kind of stuff, we actually need a full-fledged database and storage solution. So whenever a user creates or let's say upload a file, we want to store it somewhere safe in the cloud and also need database support, right? And for that, we will be using Supabase. And for starters, Supabase is a BaaS service, that is backend as a service platform, that you can use to let's say add a real backend to your application in just a couple of clicks. And now that Lovable has direct integration with Supabase, adding or let's say connecting your Supabase project to your application that you're working on is pretty simple. So the next thing that you're going to do is to head over to supabase.com, and if this is your first time, go ahead and sign up for a new account. And now I'll quickly move over to the dashboard. And first up, I'll have to create a new project. So I can click on this new project button right here, and now I'll give it the name, let's say CloudShare. Give it a database password, select a location, and click on this create a new project button right here. All right, so our Supabase project is now ready. And next up, I'll click on this button right here that says manage Supabase or the Supabase icon, and I'll click on connect Supabase. And now I have already connected my account to Lovable. If this is your first time, you will find an option that says connect to Supabase, and you can click on that button right here, or let's say click on this manage connected organization, click on add more organization, and a pop-up something like this will appear, and you can simply click on this authorize Lovable account option, and you should be pretty much sorted, and you will find all the listed organizations in here. And now if I click on this connect a project button right here, I can find the newly created project in here, that is CloudShare. So I can click on the same, and now this right here is the project. So I have selected the same in here, and it says connecting. So let's wait. All right, so as you can see, it says Supabase connected, and now I can close this one and head back, and it says your app is now connected to Supabase. So next up, we can go ahead and implement the actual functionality of our app. Now we have a database and a storage bucket solution that we could use. And next up, I'll go ahead and say, next up, let's implement the actual functionality of letting the users upload and share files on our platform. So I have connected Supabase to this Lovable project. Next up, I want you to create a new page at /dashboard and give the users the option to upload files and also access all these files. And as for authentication, we are using Clerk. So I want you to use the Clerk ID to uniquely identify all these users. And next up, maybe I can also go ahead and say, please store Clerk user IDs as text instead of UUIDs in our database. Okay, and now I can go ahead and click on the send button. So basically we are asking the AI to implement a full-fledged dashboard where users can upload files and even share them. And later on, we will go ahead and implement the option to create a workspace and all that. And as you can see, it says, I'll create a file upload and sharing system for your platform. First, let me set up a database table to store all these files and user data. So first of all, it is creating a new table for user files, and it has all these details like the Clerk user ID, okay, file name, file size and all that. Then users can view their own files, couple of RLS policies, okay. Then creating a storage bucket to store all these files that the user has uploaded, And now I click on this apply changes option. And now Lovable itself will go ahead and create all the required database tables and also storage buckets in our Superbase project. So, okay, so the SQL query is already executed. So if I head back to Superbase and if I click on, let's say, table editor, I should find our newly created table. So there you go. Here we have the user files. So this right here is the table. It has all the details that we need. And also if I click on the storage here, I should find our storage bucket as well. So user files. So that is also there. Great. And it is now creating the dashboard. So let's wait for it to complete the same. All right. So it says it has created a dashboard, but we don't really have any option to access the dashboard. So I'll go ahead and say, if the user is authenticated, we should show a button that says go to dashboard so that the users can easily navigate to the dashboard. And I can click on send. The reason I'm doing that is because we don't really have an option, or let's say a button that will lead to dashboard, right? So we want to implement the same. So let's wait. Okay. All right. So here we have the dashboard button. And if I click on this button right here, it will take us to this page right here. All right. So this right here is the dashboard. And the thing is, the AI is carrying out and also, let's say, implementing the same UI and styling of our landing page in the dashboard as well. And we also have all these nav bar and footer, which is totally not needed. And we also want to make sure our app is in light mode. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and say, I don't want you to follow our landing page styling in the dashboard. And I also don't want the navigation bar or let's say the footer in the dashboard section either. And I also want the dashboard to be in light mode. So I want you to completely redesign the dashboard such that we have a dedicated layout for the dashboard and it is in light mode with white backgrounds. Take inspiration from the Google Drive dashboard page for UI design. And now I'll go ahead and click on send. Basically, this one actually looks sleek and also is actually modern and everything else, but this is not the styling that we are looking forward to. So let's wait. So this is the redesigned dashboard. And next up, let's just say I want a sidebar towards the left, showcasing all these different options and also dedicated pages to access all the files and also a dedicated page for uploading files as well. So I can go ahead and say, I want you to add a sidebar towards the left, showing all the important links like the upload page, the page to access all the files and everything else. And I want you to create a separate page for uploading the files and also accessing all these files as well. And now I can hit enter. Let's see. Okay, so this is the redesigned UI. We have a main dashboard page, a page to upload files, and the sidebar just disappears. Okay, we want to fix that. And also we don't really need this dashboard option anymore while we are in the dashboard, right? It does not really make any sense. So I can go ahead and say, when I move over to the upload new files page or the other pages, I want the sidebars to stay consistent. And I also don't want the go to dashboard button while we are in the dashboard. And maybe you can restructure the upload page and all other pages within the dashboard to have the dashboard in this slug. So it could be something like, let's say, our website.com/dashboard/upload, or let's say dashboard/myfiles, etc. You get the point, right? All right, so it is even better now. Here we have the dashboard, upload files page, and also my files page. And now let's just go ahead and try to upload a file and see if the upload functionality is working or not. So I'll quickly go ahead and drag and drop an image in here. So here I have captured an image and I'll drag and drop it in here and I'll click on this upload files option and let's see what happens. It says uploading. Okay, one file uploaded successfully. Okay, cool. And if I go to the my file section, there you go. Here we have the screenshot as well. And now if I head over to Superbase and okay, first let's check the bucket. I'll click on reload. And yes, we have a folder created with our user ID, the clerk user ID, and I can find the image in here as well, the PNG file that we uploaded, this one right here. And next up, if I go to the table editor and if I click on user files, I should hopefully find an entry in here as well. All right. Okay, so file uploading functionality is indeed working. And if I click on this download button right here, okay, I'm even able to download the image. And this view button opens up it in a new tab. Interesting. And we also have the option to delete the file. Okay, maybe I can go ahead and upload the file once more, like this. Upload again. It is now done. And now if I go to my file section, and maybe I can try to delete it. Okay, it says file deleted successfully. And if I refresh, I should only have one table in here. Okay, so it is, the delete option is also working. So we give the users the option to upload files and also delete their own files as well. Okay, so that is interesting. So the core functionality of letting the users upload files and also deleting the files is indeed working. And next up, let's just say we want to give the users the option to share a link. All right, so here we already have a share link button. It says file shared publicly. What happens then? Okay, it is not copying anything as such. And next up, we have to give the users the option to publicly share a file as well. So we should be able to copy a unique link and we should be able to share it with anyone, and they should be able to download or let's say view the file. And for that, I can head back to Lovable and I'll go ahead and say, we want to give the users the option to share files. So in the My Files section, there should be a button to copy the link that we could then share to anyone, and anyone should be able to download or view that particular file. And maybe we will also give a dedicated option for the users to set a particular file as public or private. If it is set as public, then we should give the users the option to create a unique link and share it with others. And now I'll click on send. Basically, we want to give the users the option to share files. In Google Drive, we have an option where we can create a unique link and share it with others. So we want to implement something similar in our app. So let's wait. All right, so it says I've added a comprehensive file sharing functionality to the My Files section. Okay. All right, so okay, so if I click on this button right here, I have the option to set a particular file as private. And if it is private, we don't need the option to, let's say, share it with anyone, right? But if I click on this button again, I can make it public. So basically a toggle to make it public or private. And now I can copy a link and maybe open incognito mode and paste it in here. Okay. All right. So right now it is copying the direct link to the Supabase file. So this is not what we wanted. So instead, I want a dedicated page within our website showing the preview of the, let's say, file, and also giving the users the option to download the file. So I can go ahead and say, as for the file sharing option, I want you to modify it such that we have a dedicated page within our website. And when the user clicks on the copy link button and share it with someone else, it has to be a link of our website or more like a file sharing page where the users can view a preview of the file and even download the same. So that is the kind of functionality that we want. Right now we are just copying the direct link to Supabase file link. So that is not what we wanted. We want to create a dedicated page where users can download and view the preview of the file, just like, let's say, Google Drive. All right, so seems like that's done. So I can copy the link again and maybe, let's say, open it up in a new tab and let's see what happens. All right, so right now we have a dedicated page and we have the name in here, a icon. We are giving the users to download the file and even preview the same. Okay, so that is cool. So this is exactly what we wanted. So whenever a user wants to share a file, they can generate a link and share it with anyone, and they can access that link, view all the information and metadata about the file, and if needed, they can download it. So that part is also now working. And next up, we want to implement yet another feature where we want to let the users create a workspace. Okay, basically we want to use the organizations feature within Clerk, and we want to implement a feature where people can create a workspace or a team and add and invite people to be a part of that team, and the users should be able to upload files specifically to that particular workspace, and people within that workspace should be able to view them. And if the user is part of multiple different organizations or teams, whenever they switch it, they should be only given access to files within that workspace or organization. So that is basically the feature that we want to implement. And for this one, we'll be actually using the Clerk's organization feature. So first of all, I'll head over to clerk.com, and this time around, I'll click on this organizations option right here, and it says organizations have not been enabled for this application. So I can click on configure applications, and now I'll enable organizations, and default role is going to be member, initial role obviously admin, limit, I mean, if you want to limit the number of membership, you can go ahead and do it in here, but let's keep it 5 for now. Allow new members to delete the organization. Maybe we don't want that. All right, so everything else looks good. I can click on save changes. And next up, I'll head back to Lovable and I'll go ahead and say, I want you to implement a new feature where users can create a new workspace using the clerk's organization feature and invite people to be a part of the same. Another thing is, when a user is in a particular organization, the user should be only allowed to view the files within that organization, and people who are part of that organization should all get to see the files within that organization. So this is the feature that we want to implement for now, and I want you to implement using the clerk's organization feature and use clerk's organization's built-in, or let's say pre-built components. Okay, and now I'll go ahead and click send and let's see what happens. So it is saying I'll implement the organization based workspace feature using clerk's organization functionality, and for now it is trying to update the database to support organizations. All right, so looks good. I'll go ahead and click on this apply changes option. It is making some changes to the existing table and also applying a couple of these RLS policies. Looks good, so let's wait. All right, so seems like that part is now done and we have implemented the clerk's organization feature so that we can create workspaces. And the thing is, I can find the native clerk's built-in component, that is the organization selector. So if I click on this button right here, I can find all these personal account, and also I have the option to create an organization and I can find it in here. And we also have yet another button saying create workspace, and it opens up this one right here, which is something that we don't really need, right? Because we already have that feature in this drop down menu. So we can go ahead and ask the AI to fix that. Could you please remove the create workspace button underneath the clerk's organization component? The clerk's organization component already allows people to create and switch organization, so that itself is enough. And now I'll go ahead and hit enter and let's fix it. Alright, so now that part is also done, and I can find this button right here that says personal account, and if I click on that one, I can create an organization. So a pop-up appears. But before creating an organization, let me go ahead and try to upload yet another image. So maybe I'll go ahead and let's say upload this image, that is 2.jpg. I'll click on upload. It says uploaded successfully, and if I go to the my file section right here, it says the 2.jpg is in here. It is currently private, and if I want to, I can set it to public, copy link, share, view, download, and do all that. And next step, what I'll do is, since we have the organizations feature enabled, I can head over to this button right here and click on the option that says create organization. And now I can go ahead and give it a name. So let's say team 1, and I can also go ahead and upload a logo. For now, let me just go ahead and upload a random image, something like this. Okay. And I can click on create organization. And next up, if your app already have some users, you can go ahead and put their email in here and send invitation, and they will get that invitation in their account and they can accept it to be a part of this, the project that you're working on. But for now, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and skip. All right, so right now we are in our organization, or the new workspace that we created, which is team 1. And as you can see, it says no files found. And if I go to the my file section, all right, so we can't find any files. And now that's because we have selected a team 1 or this particular workspace, and we only get to see files that are part of this particular organization. And now if I move over to my personal account, just like that, as you can see, we can find all these files that we have uploaded to the personal account. So what I'll do is I'll head back to the organization, that is team 1. Okay, so we are part of this organization. But before that, maybe I'll go ahead and let's say, okay, I'll go ahead and open this project in a new tab and then sign in using a new account. So maybe I can sign out of here. All right, so right now I'm logged in as a different user. So this right here is this email, that is astrojoseph1000@gmail.com, and you can also find this profile picture. And in this one, I'm logged in as a different email, and also you can find this profile picture. So what I'll do is I'm currently the admin of this workspace. So I'll click on this manage account option, and I'll click on members, and I'll go ahead and invite this user. So all I gotta do is to click on invite and enter the email address of the user that I would like to add, and I can select the role. For now, I'll keep it as member, and I'll click on send invitations. All right, so invitation is currently sent. And now if I head over to here and if I refresh, let's see, as you can see here, we have a pop-up indicating 1, and that means we have a pending invite to join our organization. And obviously if I want to, let's say, create an organization from this account, I can click on this button right here and create a new organization. But let's just say I want to join this organization that is created by this user. So I can click on this button right here and it says team 1 and also join, and you can also find the profile picture as well. So I'll click on this join button right here. Okay, and maybe I'll move to the team 1 or the new workspace, and there you go. And let's just go ahead and try to upload a file in here. So maybe let's say this screenshot right here, so I can upload the same, or maybe I'll just rename it before I upload the same. So I can close this one, and it is called as 5.png, and I'll upload the same to team 1. All right, so it says step uploading. Okay, as you can see, it says uploaded successfully to team 1. And if I go to my file section, okay, there I can find the 5.png file. And now if I head over to my other account, and if I head over to the my file section, I am unable to find that. Okay, so we need to fix that. So basically, people who are part of the same organization should get to see the file. So that is an error that we need to fix now. So I went ahead and uploaded a file from this account, but I'm unable to find that in here. So let's quickly go ahead and fix it. So I can go ahead and say users in the same workspace or organization should get to see all the files uploaded by every members of that particular organization. For example, let's say user A and user B are part of a team, and if a user A uploads a file, the same should be visible to user B and vice versa. So basically, a file uploaded by a member of that particular team should be visible to all members within that organization. Right now, I uploaded a file and I'm unable to view it from a different account in the same organization. Could you please fix it? So this is the prompt I will give, and I'll hit enter. Alright, so seems like it is now fixed, and it says now files uploaded by any member of an organization will be visible to all members of the same organization, and I can already find that file that we uploaded from a different account, that is 5.png, and we can already find that in here. Next up, let me just go ahead and try to upload yet another file. Let's say 6.png from this account right here, and let's see if we will be able to access this from the other account. Okay, it says uploading, uploaded successfully. And if I move over to the my file section, I can find both. And if I refresh, I should hopefully find the newly uploaded file, that is 6.png as well. There you go. And now I can make it private or public, copy the link and do all that kind of stuff, and everything should work as it is. So the organization's feature of our app is also working exactly like the way we wanted to. So right now we have a full-fledged team-based file sharing platform similar to Google Drive, where the users can go ahead and upload files and create organizations or workspaces and share files, like literally go ahead and copy the file and share it with anyone. So all of that is implemented. For example, I can go ahead and copy this link, open a new tab, paste it in here, and I get the option to download the file. I can download it, preview it. I can find all these metadata or details about the file, and everything is working exactly like the way we wanted to. So this is how simple it is to create a file sharing kind of an app using AI. We used Lovable for creating the entire app. Then we used Clerk for authentication, and then Supabase for database, and also storage buckets and all other kind of thing like that. And next up, let's just go ahead and try to upload a different file type. So far we uploaded image files only. So let me quickly go ahead and upload a MP3 file of 9 MB, and I can click on upload. And let's see, it says uploading. Okay, uploaded successfully. And if I go to my file section, I can find sample.mp3. And if I refresh, I should hopefully find that in here as well. I mean, even before, refreshing the page, I found that in there. So that is also a good thing. And I can change it to public, copy the link and share it with anyone else. Well, and everything should work. All right, so there you go. So this is how simple it is. So this is how simple it is to create a Google Drive like a clone app where users can share files, create organizations, add and invite members to that team, then share files, and even copy a public URL and share it with anyone so that they can also go ahead and download the file. It is how simple it is. And as for this project, we actually used Lovable for building the app from scratch, and then we used Clerk for incorporating authentication and also the workspace or organizations feature, and then we used Supabase for storing our files and also all the database related stuff. Okay, so that is the tech stack that we used. So as of now, pretty much all the features that we asked for is working exactly like the way we wanted to. We built a nice and sleek looking landing page with all these components from 21st.dev. Then we created a dashboard, file uploading capabilities, file sharing capabilities, the option to toggle between private mode or let's say public mode, then create workspaces, invite team members, and they can also go ahead and upload files and share and do all that kind of stuff. So this is how simple it is. And now if you want to, let's say, build a project like this, you can go through all the resources and links in the description below and follow this video, and you can to create any project like this. And just for the demo purpose, I created a Google Drive clone kind of an application, but the flow is exactly the same. You go ahead and explain exactly what you want to build in plain English, and you can go ahead and start building it out. And pretty much all apps need authentication, right? So you can go ahead and use Clerk for incorporating authentication into your app. And Clerk is the easiest way to incorporate authentication is what I would say. If you want to, you can absolutely go ahead and roll out a auth yourself and implement it into your app. But why go through such hurdles when you can just drop in a couple lines of code and you already have a full-fledged authentication? And again, the organizations feature right within Clerks make it even better. So you can go ahead and give users the option to create teams or workspaces, and it is actually really great if you are into this B2B space. Okay, pretty much all these B2B apps or SaaS will have some kind of team or workspaces feature, and Clerk is the best option to implement such kind of a feature. And then obviously we used Superbase for storing all the uploaded files, and also the database and all that. So that is how simple it is. So I hope you guys found this video useful. If yes, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.